Hello, welcome back to the module 2. Module 2, we are going to look at integrating security into the software development process, or simply the secure development process. Going to look at the secure coding best practices, some of the code review and the static analysis, secure software development framework. So let's just begin by looking at the integrity security into the software development process. So to effectively integrate security in the process of development, there are some stuff first that we need to consider. So we can look at probably what to consider in integrating security based practices. So there's some stuff we need to consider. One, we're going to look at the security requirements, like define and document the security requirement at the beginning of the development process. This will involve probably the potential threat risk. The second thing we need to look, it's something called the threat modeling. Perform threat modeling to identify potential security vulnerability and probably design easy flow in the development stage. This threat modeling will help us in prioritizing the security and the control mitigation. The next thing we need to consider is something called secure design. Secure design, okay, when we follow secure design principle, such as principle of at least of least privilege, defense in depth, and fail-safe default, consider security aspect and the architecture in the design stage. Remember, we have what to follow during the design. So another one is also follow the secure development practices. Secure development practices. Another thing we need to follow, security testing. This is very important. Number 4, it's something called the security testing. Why security testing? Because when you implement security testing techniques, something like dynamic application security testing, static application security testing, and interactive application security testing, perform regular testing to identify and address the vulnerability. Another thing is what we need to do, or what we need to consider, is the security training awareness. Security training awareness. Provide security training probably to the developers and any other stakeholder in the software development. This will promote security and the best practices. So, okay, that is it. Let's have maybe a deep look into something called secure coding or secure programming, what it is, why do we need that, and probably some other stuff. But before we have a look at that, I have this stuff here for the secure development framework. I'm using the NIST. So yeah, secure development, or the secure development framework with fundamental, sound, and secure recommended practices based on secure software. The practices are categorized into 4 groups. So when we talk of the secure practices or secure development framework, they are first categorized into 4. The first one, you're saying prepare the organization. What does it really mean? Organizations should ensure that their role, ensure that their people process and the technology, and they're prepared to perform secure software development at the organization level. Many organizations will find they prepare the organization practices also to be applicable to subset. We also have something like protect the software. Organizations should protect all components of their software. We have something like produce well-secured software, and the last one usually have something like report to vulnerabilities. Those are first are the aspects for the secure software development framework. Each framework define the elements of practice, task, national implementation, and their reference. If you try to dive look for those who have come across the OWASP 10, OWASP 10 is one of the best sites to learn secure coding practices. If I just Google something like OWASP 10, OWASP top 10, this from OWASP top 10, it's able to give us some of the web application security, like the main purpose of OWASP top 10 is simply to improve the security of software through its community-led open source software. From here, we are going to find that we have some of the top 10 vulnerability or the top 10 security risks that may be present in the web. And from here, like we are able to probably improve our secure coding practices, because we have something like injection, something like broken authentication, like something like sensitive data exposure, XML entities, secure misconfiguration, cross-site scripting, and secure deserialization using component with non-vulnerability and insufficient logging and monitoring. So these are some of the top 10 web application security risks that help us to improve our security. For example, we can come and look at something like the broken access control, what it means and what from here I say like broken access control move up the 5th position, and 4% of the application were tested for some of the broken access control. 34 common weakness enumeration mapped to broken access control and had more. Okay, something like injection, insecure design, I've already talked of it, security misconfiguration. These are some of OWASP top 10. You can log in. Another site that we can use to enhance our secure coding practices, we have something like the Portswigger web security. Okay, as it loads, we have already looked at some of these. Maybe we can just try and get our hands dirty. Maybe you can try to Google out what is secure coding for the sake of just promote security coding standard and provide automated and repeatable testing. Okay, we can also decide to look at secure coding examples so that probably we get to know what it really means. Just a minute, it's load. As it loads, we can also come and sign into our web Portswigger Academy. That's a free online training for the web securities. You just try to see some of the example and probably why do we need to enhance some of the best secure coding practices. So let's secure coding practices. Should we have a look at this? Really? Okay. Let's try to look at these. So I guess my net is weird. Let me just pause.